Welcome back, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about the epSpeak AAC app. Specifically, we're going to be talking about sharing categories. This actually came up in a recent family trip that we did with some friends. My grandson was using the app and was clicking on certain items to tell us what he wanted. And our friends noticed that and said, wow, this is actually something that we could use because they also had a special needs child with them. And they wanted to know how do they get their hands on that particular category. Now, that specific category was actually something we built ourselves. So we wanted to have a way to be able to share it with the other family. So what you'll see on the left here is the app on, for example, my wife's phone, right? So you'll see the caregivers and the end users over here. And then there's also now categories down the bottom. So she can click on this and see all the categories that are in our family. These are specifically the ones that we made. Now, on the middle screen, that would be my friend's device. Similar sort of thing. They have one caregiver and they have one end user. They also have categories. So what we can do is click on there and you'll see if you guys can notice which categories we actually shared between them because that was where we were. So what we want to do is let's say we want to share pets. And that's one of the ones that we want to be able to share with this other family. Now, on the right of the screen, you'll actually see their son's tablet. And right now, they're showing the three categories that they have access to. So we want to be able to share pets with them. So what you do is you click on pets and you'll see a picture of what it is. And you'll also see things like, I want to put it on a device. That means I want to put it on a device on one of my children, right? You can also share it by clicking on this share by QR code. And that will actually let you know that the other family will get a copy of this category. So just be aware because if you create a category with your own images, they're going to get all those as well, right? So if you've made something, for example, family, and you have pictures of your family, it's going to share all those. So it may not make sense necessarily to share something like that. But in this case, we want to share pets, and this is just different types of pets. So we're going to click on show code. This will go off and create a QR code for us. And then on this side, we're going to say, okay, well, now what we want to do is go to my friend's device. And at the top here, it says scan a shared category. So we're going to click on that. We're going to open camera and we are going to scan that code. Right? It scans that code. Now it's going to grab that category. It's going to say, this is what's in the category. Do you want to add it to your own family's category? I'm going to say yes. This will then go and copy all the images, all the text. Now, this becomes your own copy. This is not linked to your friend's device at all or your friend's category. So if you make any changes to this, it's going to be just for you and your family. So now it's asking, do you want to put pets on your son's device? Because that's the one specific end user that you have on this particular family. So we'll say yes. Let's go and add it. And that will then go and add that. And you'll see on the right, their son's device is now downloading that category automatically. I didn't have to do anything, right? It's going to go off and download the image, the name, and now they can click on pets. And now you'll see there's a dog, there's a cat. And this could be a scenario where you guys want to get a particular type of pet. And this is a way of getting your child to provide you some feedback on what kind of pet do you want? Do they want a dog? Do they want a cat? Do they want a ferret? Do they want a guinea pig, a bird? Right? You can have all that. So that's a good way for them to be able to voice what they want. Okay. Hope this is really helpful. This is a really kind of quick way of sharing something between friends, between families. It's a really nice way to make it super easy and save them some time from having to recreate their own categories. Okay, hopefully that helps a whole bunch of you because I know this is actually something else that has come up. We have a bunch of free categories in epSpeak. Yeah, but there's always going to be certain ones that it makes sense to share. Now, one example that I can think of off the top of my head is if you have one family that has noticed that their friend's child is going through some certain lessons, and they've created a particular category that really helps them voice what their needs are, right? They might want to share that, right? So why recreate it? Maybe go and do the same sort of lessons, and you guys can share ideas. So hopefully this helps. We'll have a bunch of other videos around this later on. There'll be some links here as well. Feel free to click on some of those videos and check them out. And as we always say, we're always looking for feedback. If you have any suggestions, any ideas, anything that you feel like we're missing and would be really helpful for you, feel free to reach out to us at support@enrichpoint.com.